Time was treated like water in the office tower, always slipping through fingers, always blamed for the shape of the day. Mara understood this better than most. She worked with a watch on her wrist and a notebook full of plans, yet every evening arrived with unfinished pages and the same uneasy question about where the hours had gone. On a Monday morning, she decided to study her own habits with the patience of an investigator. She wrote down everything she did for one full day, from checking messages before breakfast to answering requests that were not really urgent. The list was longer than she expected. It revealed a quiet pattern. Her attention was being spent in fragments, not in blocks, and fragments rarely built anything lasting. The next day, she changed the rules. She chose 3 tasks that would truly move her work forward, then placed them at the top of the page before anything else. She gave each task a starting time as if it were a meeting with a serious client. When distractions appeared, she did not fight them in a dramatic way. She simply delayed them, wrote them down, and returned to the task at hand. The surprising part was not that she became faster. It was that she became calmer. By midweek, Mara discovered that time management was less about squeezing more into a day and more about protecting what mattered. She grouped similar chores together, so her mind could stay in one mode instead of switching constantly. She answered messages at set times rather than every few minutes. She learned that a short break taken on purpose was better than a long drift taken by accident. On Thursday, she made one mistake that changed her approach. Confident in her new system, she packed her schedule too tightly and left no space for delay. Then one call ran long, one file needed correction, and the whole structure began to slip. For an hour, she watched her plan collapse under its own perfection. Instead of giving up, she built a small margin into the rest of the week. That buffer, modest as it looked, proved to be the difference between order and panic. At the end of the month, Mara no longer measured success by how busy she felt. She measured it by what had actually been completed, by how often she began the day with intention, and by how little energy she wasted on confusion. The clock had not changed. The hours were still equal, still ordinary, still limited. But her relationship with them had changed completely. She understood then that making every hour count did not require a harder life. It required a clearer one.